Let's celebrate a year of travel with the best and worst travel experiences of 2023. Let's start with the best and worst business class seat. The worst seat goes to Turkish Airlines. On my flight from Istanbul to Abu Dhabi, instead of a proper lie flat business class seat, all they gave me was a big chair. Very disappointing. And on my way back in economy this time, I got this broken seats. This is terrible, Turkish Airlines. The best business class seat that I've flown in the last year is on board the Swiss 777. This is the beautiful throne seat. This particular one may not be the absolute cleanest, but this throne design with all this space on both sides, it's just an outstanding way to fly on Swiss. An honorable mention here goes to Lufthansa, who have finally introduced direct aisle access from every seat with their 787s. We're going to cover more than 10 different categories based on the videos that I published this year right here on Markus Travels. And the next one is a big one. It's the business class food. And here the winner is ANA, All Nippon Airways, the Japanese carrier. The ranking is actually ANA, then nothing, and then maybe Turkish Airlines or something like that. The Japanese food on board ANA is just so delicious and so beautifully presented. It is truly in a league of its own. And do not make the mistake of choosing the Western dishes on ANA. The Japanese food is obviously the right choice. As for the worst food, we have companies like Lufthansa that don't really offer anything in economy class anymore. They just give you a bottle of water and a piece of chocolate. But at least that is something. The absolute worst food for 2023 is on Scandinavian Airlines, where they don't even give you a bottle of water, just a cup of tea. Now over to the service category, and for worst service, I was initially going to pick Turkish Airlines. I had problems communicating in English at the transfer desk at Istanbul airport, plus the constant delays on Turkish Airlines. So Turkish Airlines service is pretty bad, but at least they got us to our destinations more or less on time, at least on the same day. So the actual worst service of 2023 goes to Lufthansa. Firstly, they delayed us 8 hours on our flight back from Montreal because they destroyed our luggage, which meant that we then missed our connection. And they offered us no compensation whatsoever, despite me trying twice already. Secondly, there's the whole round-the-world ticket mess. I spent days trying to contact the right service desk and I just got nothing. I made a whole video about that Star Alliance round-the-world ticket debacle. There's a link to that video and all the other ones that I will mention in the description just below the video. As for the best service, nothing really stood out, so I'm going to pick ANA because their service was consistently polite and friendly. The next category is my favorite do not record a YouTube video here moment. And here, the first winner is Lufthansa. At the Lufthansa Senator Lounge at Frankfurt, they told me that I'm not allowed to record anything in there, referring to some policy that they had. They said that I needed permission from the media department. So we gathered 3 or 4 people trying to figure out how to get in contact with that media department, which may or may not exist, just like that policy. The second winner here is Turkish Airlines, who just flat out told me to not record on the flight from Basel to Istanbul in business class. They were not able to produce any policy when I asked them afterwards, and they said that I needed permission from their social media team. I asked them how can I get that permission, but they did not give me any meaningful insights. And that has an interesting consequence, because if you need permission to film on board Turkish Airlines, that means that all of the videos that are actually filmed there were pre-prepared if you need the permission, and that means that they are also potentially fake. The best please don't film here moment was with SJ, the Swedish rail carrier. Their policy is easy to find on their website, unlike Lufthansa and Turkish Airlines. And it just says, if you want to film for your own private use, then it's okay. If you need it for a TV or movie production, then you need special permission. And it has a clear way to contact them. Really well done, SJ. I will also give 3 honorable mentions in terms of how they treat YouTubers on board. Number 1 is Air Canada. I had a non-window seat and the cabin crew saw that I was filming and she offered to move me to a window seat so that I could film the takeoff. Really nicely done. Number 2 is ANA. The cabin crew noted that I was filming the Amenity kit that I got, so she actually brought some extra amenities, placed them closer to the camera for better lighting, and she actually helped me make my video. Really nicely done. And the third honorable mention actually goes to Lufthansa, because on one of their flights, the cabin crew offered me to stay behind and film some extra footage once all the other passengers had left the aircraft. And then there was the whole bagpipe concert on board Lufthansa. The next category is the best business class amenity kit, and I guess I'm gonna award this to ANA just because they presented some extra amenities outside of the kit. But I actually very rarely even open the amenity kits. Instead, I bring them home with me, and I'm gonna show you. Here, for example, is a pile of Swiss amenity kits featuring the aircraft. Here is a pile of Swiss amenity kits with the Victorinox logo. Here is another one. This is also from Swiss, featuring the Victorinox logo right there. I also have a pile of them from SAS. Check that. Wow. Okay, professional. I also have a bunch of them from SAS business class, plus I have a few of them from Lufthansa as well. Here is a Lufthansa amenity kit, and here is another one from Lufthansa. This is labeled as Porsche Design. Because I usually don't open the amenity kits, I'd be happy to send them out to selected viewers. Just let me know, how should I distribute them? Should I raffle them out? Should I sell them? Just leave your thoughts in the comments. I'm actually not even going to count the amenity kits as an official category, so I'm going to add something else towards the end of the video. Next, we have the best airport lounge. And for me, the winner is the Swiss Senator Lounge at the Echo Gates at Zurich Airport. It has the signature front cooking, it has excellent runway views, and then it has the signature whiskey bar with more than 200 whiskeys that you can sample. Zurich Airport also has the new Swiss Alpine Lounge, which is really nice, and the other lounges are also really good. The worst lounge of 2023 is the one in Abu Dhabi. They didn't have any seating available for us, plus they also told me to not film. And I will also add one dishonorable mention, that is the Skyview Lounge at the Euro Airport in Basel. It is nice in some ways, it has great views and it has lots of space, but the food is just so consistently bad. Next up, the best and worst airport. And the worst airport, once again, it's going to be the Euro Airport at Basel. There's basically nothing to do there. It is one of my home airports, so it is easy to get to, and because it's so small, it is quite convenient, but it is by no means a destination airport. Here, dishonorable mentions also go to Abu Dhabi and to Frankfurt. Abu Dhabi is just weird. And Frankfurt, well, I've had most of my most miserable experiences this year at Frankfurt Airport. It's big, it's old, it doesn't feel particularly fresh. As for honorable mentions, I will pick Vancouver in Canada. I really liked how they integrated art and aquariums into the airport. Plus, I was super impressed how easy it was to connect from the domestic flight that I took from Toronto onto an international flight. It was just a very short walk between the gates. The best airport of 2023 is Zurich Airport. It is so easy to get to with the frequent train connections. It is very easy to get around. It is bright, it is modern, and it has the Heidi train to the Echo Gates. Before the best airline of 2023, let's do 3 special achievement categories. First, the best fanboy moments on my channel. And these goes to the fans of SAS and Turkish Airlines. These 2 videos have received the most comments, and just look at some of these gems. My favorite comment here is this person telling me that it was my fault for booking on flysas.com an SAS flight which turned out to be a not SAS flight and also turned out to be garbage. Next up, we have my favorite train trips. And during 2023, I've taken high-speed trains, regular trains, intercity trains, commuter trains, and everything in between. The worst of these is clearly the Belgian intercity in first class. You essentially get a 2+2 seating layout in what is not very far from a bench. Plus, these so-called intercity trains stop pretty much every 10 minutes in every minor town and village. As for the winners, I'm gonna pick the Swedish Railways SJ, both their old X2000 product, which is always excellent, and the new SJ3000 product, which I tried this year. And what I like about these first-class services is that on the train there's a little snacks corner where you can get yourself fruit, some snacks, hot drinks, and water. The other winner here is, of course, the Shinkansen. It is not particularly fancy, but it just works. Here's the last special category before Airline of the Year, and this one I'm gonna call My Worst Video. And here the winner is my video about Tripsdrill, which is an amusement park in Germany. Nobody watched that video. I tried to make that Tripsdrill video intriguing because it does feature a very unique experience, but hey, it was not what you signed up for when you subscribed to this channel. By the way, if you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the big red subscribe button. As for the best video of 2023, right here on Markus Travels, that's not for me to say. Please leave your comments below and let me know what was your favorite video of the year. And now we come to the best and worst airline of the year. I'm going to start with the best new airline of the year, as in new for me, and this one goes to Air Baltic. I flew them for the first time and I really loved their Airbus A220. They are the only airline that operates exclusively with Airbus A220 aircraft. Those planes are just so well designed, so roomy, and it's a pleasure to fly Air Baltic. As for the worst airline, we have two winners of sorts, and this will reflect some of the things that you've already heard me say in this video. The first worst airline is Turkish Airlines. That terrible business class seats, the people in the transfer desk who don't speak English in Istanbul, the constant delays, the fact that they forbid me from filming. Turkish Airlines is really just such garbage sometimes. And the second worst airline is Scandinavian Airlines in economy class. This is a low-cost carrier masquerading as a full-service airline. No, not good. As for the best airlines, I'm going to do a couple of honorable mentions. Number one is ANA. I really like the mattress topper they have in their business class seats, and the food, of course, is outstanding. They're not going to win because the business class seat that I flew is not the most up-to-date model. The next honorable mention here goes to Air Canada. I love their seats. They have great service. The in-flight entertainment is top-notch. The food is good. And had it not been for the fact that their lounges were a little bit subpar, Air Canada could have won this category. The best airline of 2023 is Swiss International Airlines. The business class seat that I flew, the throne one, is just so spacious. I love that seat. The food and drink on Swiss are consistently good and nicely presented. But where Swiss really shines is the ground experience. The Senator Lounge over there at the Echo Gates at Zurich Airport is just so nice. Plus, I love their other lounges as well. And Zurich Airport, as their hub, it's just overall a lovely airport. So cheers for 2023, and thank you very much for watching Markus Travels this year. I'm going to leave you with a couple of video recommendations on the screen. Here you have the least watched video about the Tripsdrill amusement park. And here you have those two videos with the most heated comments about Turkish Airlines and Scandinavian Airlines. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.